Frida Kahlo Fruit Still Life. Hello everyone, it's Miss Christina and Mr. Brush. This week we've been learning about a Mexican artist named Frida Kahlo. She is famous for her self-portraits, but she is also famous for other fruit still life paintings. A still life is when you take objects, you place them in front of you, and you observe them, okay? Usually they don't have something that's alive, like bonito, but yeah, they can be like fruits or glasses or cups, any kind of object really you could put in front of you and create a still life. So today we're going to be looking at her paintings and making our own version. So for our still life, we're going to focus on the background today. So this background is what? Blue. And then the table underneath is kind of like a sandy color, isn't it? What about this watermelon still life? What about the background? What do you notice? Right, there's blue and white clouds, almost like a sky. And then a table. And the same thing for this one, kind of like a gray background and then almost like a dark brownish black table. So usually a still life are objects placed on a table. So we'll be drawing a table and a background. Oh, my hands are got paint on them. But I really liked this one. I thought it was different and cool. So I love how she did this electric sun with lines everywhere and this bright shining moon. So I'm going to copy this one. Do you have to copy this one? No, you are the artist. That's right. So you can be inspired by some of her other ones, but I'm going to copy this one. So today I'm going to give you a piece of paper. We're going to put it landscape style. That means going side to side. So not that way, but side to side. And then we're going to be using oil pastels. So any still life that you draw is going to have a table. So on the bottom half of the paper, I'm going to draw a line. Oops, there's something under there for my table, but I can fix it like that. I'm going to just press a little harder because I'm going to be using paint and the paint will resist, right? Watercolor and oil pastels resist. Now, if I look closely back on that painting, I see there's a little line here, and I know it probably goes all the way down. So all this fruit, we're gonna draw and paint it on a separate paper, and then we'll cut it out and collage it. Stick it on top later. So today I'm only worrying about the background. So right here is a little line to have like the sun and the moon on one side. So I'm gonna use blue to be like for a blue sky. So if you wanna copy Frida or if you wanna copy me, we're gonna draw a line down the middle and then a line across for the table. And now I can add the things in the sky. What do you see up there? Ooh, a big sun with a little face, a big yellow moon. So I'm gonna use my oil pastels to draw that. So I'm gonna go for I'm gonna copy Frida, or maybe I should switch it up a little bit. I could put my sun on this side. I think I'll keep my sun over here. I like Frida's. So sometimes in art, we copy artists. That's called being inspired or imitating them. But we don't want to copy her exactly, right? We want to take her idea and then we want to change it to make it our own. So I'm going to draw a sun. I'm going to add some orange swirls in there. Ooh, and I can blend. I can take, maybe I'll take yellow and do some blending. That just means pressing hard, covering up those white spaces. Oh wow, that is really nice. Oh, I like that. And then Maybe I'll give him a face like Frida did. I think I'll do some eyes. So that's kind of like a lemon shape for the eyes. And I'm not pressing too hard. I don't want his face to be super obvious. I like how Frida kind of has it like kind of hidden in there. And let's see, my son, I'll let him smile. There we go. And now I'm gonna go out from the sun and do those wavy, kind of electric zigzag lines. Oh, I love that. I'm gonna make a pattern. I think I'll do like that red, orange, and then orange. Oh, this is gonna be cool. Oh, I like it. Art is so fun. And Frida, I love teaching about Frida. She is such an interesting artist. She had such an interesting life. When she was 18, she was in a terrible bus crash. She almost died. She had to spend months and months and months in the hospital. And she almost didn't survive. I think I'll add some texture down here on my table as well. She almost didn't survive, but while she was in the hospital, there was something that helped save her life. And she didn't live when we had iPads and TV, so she had to have paper and pencil and paintbrushes, and she focused on what? Making art. It was a time for her where she expressed her emotions in her artwork. And so that really, I think Frida really became an artist because of her tragedy. She had a growth mindset and she didn't even know it. So on this side, I'm gonna do a moon. I'm gonna do a yellow moon, kind of like Frida. But I think I'm gonna make my moon white. So I'll do yellow for the outside so you can kind of see. And then I'll do this white. Now, when you use white, you wanna cover up that whole bit if you want it to resist. So I'm gonna color that white so that when I paint around it, it will resist and my moon will stay nice and white. So sometimes with oil pastels, you get those little pieces of oil pastel, so you can just shake those off. We can give him a face too. I think I'll do this golden color and maybe I'll put him sleeping peacefully. Night, night, Mr. Moon. My son, he loves the book, Good Night, Moon. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon. All right, friends, we are ready to paint. So at your desk, we have this big, giant paint. It is tempera paint. Can you say that? Tempera paint. So tempera paint, it works just like watercolors, but it's bolder and thicker and like more vibrant, juicier, and it's easier to get the color. So I need a color for my daytime sky. What color do you think I should use? Blue? All right, let's try blue. So I'm gonna take my brush and then I'm gonna take a wet brush and I'm gonna dip it in the blue and I'm gonna rub my brush around and then I'm gonna paint right over my lines. Wow. Now, if yours does not resist, sometimes you get a lot of paint on your brush and it gets like really dark like that. If you have a lot of paint on your brush, sometimes it won't resist. So the trick is get a little bit of water from your water cup. Make that paint like juicier, like wetter, and then the water and the oil pastels will push away from each other. Or maybe your oil pastel lines, you didn't press hard enough. So make sure you press really hard for those oil pastel lines. Oh, I like that. That's nice. Ooh, so satisfying. Don't you love painting? All right, I'm gonna speed up the video and finish painting my sun and my moon and my table. And then we'll work on the fruits next. Now we're going to draw the fruits. I'm going to draw a watermelon, and you can look and see that shape looks like a little smile. On the top, I'll connect it. It can be kind of like a wavy line. Then I'll add another line down here, and then I'll add some green for the outside, the edge of the watermelon. And then I can add my little black seeds. If you look closely, that little shape is like a teardrop shape. And then I'm just coloring it in. Next, I'm going to draw an orange. What shape is an orange? A circle. And then I can add the little navel, the top of the orange, and some texture with little tiny dots. Frida was from Mexico, so she did lots of fruits like prickly pear, guavas. But at your desk, we have all kinds of ideas for you to look at. Remember, you are the artist, so you can pick the fruits that you want to draw. If you draw a fruit on your paper that you don't like, do you have to start over on a new paper? No, because we're going to be cutting these out. So just remember that when you're drawing today. Fill up your whole paper with lots and lots of fruits, and then later we'll paint them and let it dry and then cut them out. Now I'm going to paint the fruits just like I did my background. I'm using these big, juicy tempera cakes. Remember, they resist just like watercolor. Oh no, I made a mistake. But that's okay. If you go out of the lines, why does it not matter? That's right, because we're going to cut them out later. So just remember, if you make a mistake, we can cut that off. I'm going to add a little bit more red into my watermelon to give it some texture. So just like little drops. Remember, these work just like watercolor. They're just stronger and more vibrant and more colorful. You can mix your colors too on your paper. So here I mixed a purpley color with some blue just to make it like a darker purple. And that's a plum. All right, we're back again. I have painted all my fruits. They're dry now. Now I'm ready to jump. So when you are cutting, you want to try to cut each fruit at a time. So I'm just gonna get this watermelon out of there to help hold him easier. So I'm gonna hold my watermelon upside down actually. I'm right-handed. Your thumb always goes in the little hole, and then your fingers go in the bottom hole, the bigger hole. Don't worry, I will wash my hands when I'm done creating art, because art, it's messy, right? So I'm gonna chomp on the line. My scissors, they're like an alligator. Chomp, chomp, chompy, chompy, chompy. And if you look closely, I am turning that paper, okay? You don't have to turn your scissors all awkward. Leave your scissors straight, going away from you, and turn the paper. Oh, do you remember that mistake I made? Bye-bye, mistake. I'm chomping you right off. Ooh, juicy watermelon. All right, I'm gonna speed up the video to cut out my orange, my plum, my lime, and my banana. Okay, friends, my painting for my background is done, and my fruits are done. Whoopsie daisies. So now I'm going to arrange my fruit. That just means putting your fruit where you want them. That watermelon is just so big and juicy and red. I want him probably in the front, but maybe right there in the middle. That banana, he's yellow like the sun, so I might not put him on that side. I might hide him over here by the sun, and then that changes my mind about the watermelon. Maybe I'll put the watermelon that way. So the good thing about cutting your fruits out is you can kind of play around with how you want them to be, okay? And if you were drawing this, you would have to show overlapping, okay? That just means how the orange goes over the watermelon. So I think I'll make maybe those overlap, and maybe I'll put the lime behind the watermelon a little bit. I like it. I feel like there might be something I should put up there though. Maybe I'll put the plum up there. Yeah, I like that. All right, when you're happy with your composition, is what it's called, you can get Mr. Glue or Mrs. Glue, and you can start gluing. Okay, so just remember a little bit twisting up, and then we'll probably start with the fruits at the back. When you're gluing down your fruit pieces, don't forget to put enough glue and to hold down your fruits so that they really stick. And don't forget to do a little glue test at the end. I cannot wait to see what you make. Take your time, try your best, and have fun.